All right there, everyone. Great to be back with you. We have Bob Kudla back with us of Trade Genius Academy. If you're not familiar with Bob, he started Trade Genius Academy back in 2015 after 25 years as an executive for two Fortune 500 companies in the financial services industry. And over the past 5 years, Bob has amassed a pretty impressive 65% overall win record in the market. And so in our past conversations, he's helped us make financial sense of the coronavirus pandemic, a post-pandemic economy, a post-riot economy, even a post-election economy. And so today, Bob's going to give us a sense of what to expect as we approach the second quarter of 2021. So Bob, welcome back. Great to have you here.
Dr. Steve, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. All right, so it's been a couple of months since we chatted, and since then Biden has taken office. What's your impressions thus far, and what are some of your expectations for going into the second quarter?
Sure. I'm not sure Biden knows he was elected yet, but that's a topic for another day. Yeah, so, they're doing pretty much everything that they said they're going to do. So for your audience's understanding is that we've changed from a supply side type of economic program, and we're going over to what's called the demand side. I'm not going to argue the merits of one over the other, because what it is now. So they're going to be putting a lot of hot money into the economy. So they're injecting $1.9 trillion. Not all of that comes this year. So they're basically replenishing a lot of the states' budget coffers. They're replenishing unemployment claims offices. They're giving unemployment money out, and then they're also throwing the stimulus checks out to, I would essentially say, up to the lower part of the upper middle class. So that's the money coming in, and it's going to start coming in, I guess, as soon as a couple weeks from now, and it's going to dribble in over probably the next 2 years. That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of money that's going to be spent fairly quickly. At the same time, as you know, basically the COVID crisis is really over. What we would euphemistically call the election crisis, that was a disease, and now that these states have to reopen, they're reopening. And so you're going to see there was a lot of pent-up savings during this time. A lot of people just deferred doing a lot of things. So you're going to see probably a burst of activity from that, especially travel and leisure this summer. And so you're going to see basically the economy is going to probably expand. The worry here is that it may overexpand and get too hot. I'm not sure yet what that means, because we were talking about that actually today. Some things are going to be spent more, some things aren't. What we have to watch out for is energy and food prices. That's going to dictate what's going on with the economy. That may hamstring the Fed's ability to kind of manage the interest rates. So that's the kind of the macro thing. I'll take a break and let you ask me some more specific questions.
Yeah. So I mean, are you talking obviously the potential for inflation?
Yeah, inflation's baked in already. So they keep saying they want to get to 2% inflation. I defy them to find less than 2% inflation in our lives today. Right. If they said to me we're at 8 or 10% inflation, then I would say, okay, you're pretty much there. What that means from a practical standpoint is that they're falling behind basically the economy. So real rates are basically being suppressed by the Federal Reserve, which means the dollar will weaken, which means imports will get more expensive. Things that you have to live on are going to get more expensive. And therefore, the things that you want to invest in the stock market needs to be different than what it was the last couple of years. So remember, everything was high tech and tech, and FANG stocks and all that. That's gone. The tech stocks you're going to see basically anything that was technology related is overvalued right now. And you've already seen some of these stocks are down 50%. I think you and I last talked in January, and they're down 50. Some of these stocks are down 50% from their highs, and they're still probably 50% overvalued.
Right.
So that's going to be a drag on the market itself, but there's areas of the market that are going to do quite well and have been doing quite well. And we talked about those before. They're still moving on nicely. You know, you have pricing in uranium stocks. You got pricing in fertilizer stocks. I know you want to talk crypto a little bit. The crypto miners that are publicly traded are just off the wall, rocketing today. You know, we had two of them. One of them was up 33% today. The other one was up around 20-some%. We're in those trades, and we're trading those actively. We don't see any of that changing anytime soon in that area. And as soon as this money starts going into the economy, you're going to start seeing silver and gold miners start to do really well. And today they actually started to move higher for the first time in months. So the balance sheet's going to dictate how the gold and silver miners are going to do. That's where the money's going to be made, Steve, in the next 90 to 120 days.
Wow. So yeah, that's cool. That's neat. So what do you think the impact was with Elon Musk getting into cryptocurrency and pumping what was it, over $1 billion into Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of many. I think because he's so visible, people just assume that he has the biggest impact. He doesn't hurt. He's outstanding at marketing, and but there's a company out there called MicroStrategy. You may have heard of it. It's Michael Saylor, Saylor is his last name, but he's made it part of his business model to swap out all the fiat he has in his corporate balance sheet into Bitcoin. And so there's other people that follow him. Right now they say up to 40% of the largest companies have some exposure now on their balance sheets to cryptocurrency. Just 2 days ago, the country of Norway, their largest state-owned oil company, has just decided that they're going to be adding crypto to they made a $50 million purchase. So what's happening now with cryptocurrency is that there's money sitting in these exchanges, okay, in inventory. They're rapidly being depleted. Once it's depleted, they're going to really raise the price of Bitcoin to entice people who are quote unquote hodling it to maybe depart with some of their coins. So we're looking in the short term. They couldn't sell it off at 58,000. They got it down to the mid 40s. We're back up to 54,000 as of today, and we're probably looking in a range anywhere between 63 and 68,000 is kind of the next stop. And then if it breaks through there, we're looking at the next Fibonacci line up to $95,000 for Bitcoin. Everything else will kind of be dragged along, but Bitcoin is the gorilla. Obviously there's Ethereum, there's Link, there's Litecoin. Some people like ADA, XO and OX. But Bitcoin right now is the gorilla. Once that slows down, it'll probably be an altcoin move again. But it's all systems go. And then companies like Mara, M-A-R-A, Riot, R-I-O-T, Grow, G-R-O-W, and DPW, they're all going to move much higher. I mean, Riot got all the way up to, I think, to 85. It pushed back to almost below 40 on Friday. Today, just in 2 days, it went back up to 52. That'll be over $100. So there's opportunities for people with small accounts to have an outsized impact on their wealth by going with these stocks that are crypto miners. And a really nice thing about it is that some people are afraid to get a crypto account and all this stuff. We don't even have to have a crypto account to be able to be in the crypto business. And of course, GBTC. And then there's another one now out there that it does what GBTC does at a little bit lower, cost to own the share. There are more coming. There's an Ethereum one. There's a Litecoin coin coming. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to just stay in the stock market and get exposure to Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 50,000 kind of freaks people out, but hey, you can buy 1,000 shares or not 1,000 shares, like 10 long-term call contracts. You can control a Bitcoin, so there's different ways in which now you can play it. Where a lot in the past, only the big boys can really take advantage of it. So right. A lot of opportunities in that space. I don't see it changing at all. The market will definitely be more volatile than it has been, but it's definitely the rewards are going to overpower the risks.
That's fantastic. That's really, really so cool. Hey, let me give you a couple of these shout outs here that Trade Genius has been getting. This is from Leith Bowden. So just did my ROI form January 13th, my first buy. in my TD. I love you guys and all your little acronyms and all that sort of abbreviations. I need an appendix when I read these stuff in my TD. About I am 31%, just shy of 30 days. If I do the math right, that's about 110,000 profit in a year. I think so. 6,421,000 cash in. Can you give us a little backstory on this one?
Yeah, so he's a fairly new trader, and a lot of questions I get right away is like, how fast can I get up and running? And since our system it's not about me, it's about the system. So, once you learn the system, we teach you how to use it. We have classes, and we have self-paced courses. And then we're in the room like you and I are talking. We have chat rooms, and we provide signals. So people get up running fairly fast. So he was just coming back to me and saying, Bob, yeah, I believe you. Look at this. Look at my ROI is, which means return on my investment. And he's still doing well. That was, I think, a month or so ago that he put that into the room, and he's still knocking it out of the park. So that's what that means. So we get people up and running fairly fast. You don't need a big account to start trading. We do not do the crazy stuff like you see on Wall Street Bet or anything like that. These are normal companies that we trade.
Emily Chavez, Bob and friends did some analysis on the past year of trading, coming up on my first year anniversary of trading with Trade Genius, made 36% gains. Wow, that's certainly not the 5% that retirement accounts are getting here. What's going on with Emily?
Yeah, so Emily wants to transition from, she has a family now, so she wants to transition from her job. She's an epidemiologist, by the way, so she always is big on the math and the stats, and she just said, hey, I want to give this a year and see how well we do with you. And she renewed, so I should tell you everything. And she's really got it. So the nice thing about it is that in the beginning, you spend a lot of time with folks, and now she just pops in the chat room as she needs to, and she knows the system. We give the indicators on the system itself, so she can trade things that I don't trade. She had a really nice trade on something I didn't even recommend, and which makes me feel really good. That means she's becoming independent by using the system to her advantage. So she's doing really well, and for not even trading 1 year, and that's a really good return on investment, by the way.
Sounds like the training wheels are coming off, and she's learned to do it herself.
The student has become the teacher.
That's right. Now I am the master. That's right. AI trader. I bought one share of SOTY and TEX the other day, just messing around with signals. So there's the patterns I assume you're teaching there. Wish I put like half my account in it, LOL. What's going on there? I guess he missed a pretty good opportunity.
Yeah, he does really well, by the way. We keep upgrading our system, so he was testing it out, and he's kind of joking around with me, and then next thing you know, he goes, oh damn, I should have put half my portfolio in. Stuff works, and just so people get context here, 2 out of every 3, that's a 65% thing that you throw out there, is 2 out of every 3 trades are profitable, but our profit factor is very high. So we're usually in these trades about 3 or 4 days at the most. We're what's called short swing traders. We're not day traders per se, and we're not investors per se, although I give out day trades and I give out long-term trades. Is that but people are turning these trades around, and the annualized right now for the last 12 months is over 200% annualized.
Oh, nice! Wow.
Every trade, and you were 100% invested. Right. So that's the opportunity. That's not realistic because you never 100% invest it, and you don't take all the trades. But you're definitely going to well outperform your peers in the stock market, and certainly any managed accounts.
Wow, that's phenomenal. This is great, Bob. Can you just give our viewers just a sense of what to expect, like say in the first few weeks after they were to sign up with Trade Genius?
Yeah, so if you join tomorrow, for example, you get a welcome aboard package, and in that we tell you how to set up your TradingView account. Give us your username so we can give the indicators, and then also we use Telegram to communicate the messages, and then so once you get that set up, then you have access in our playlist I think we're up to like 24 training classes. They're all vignettes, like 3-4 minutes long. We encourage you to go through them from one to the end. And that way you'll learn two things. You'll learn the basics of trading, and then you'll also learn how to trade using our system. And then we give you then an overlay of our system. So you don't have to sit there trying to put all the indicators together. You simply just copy and paste in already a template. So then you're ready to go. And literally, if you joined at 8:30 in the morning, at 9, I put a signal out. If your account's set up, you can take the trade right away. So you literally are ready to go as soon as you're ready to go. So we put you in a position to be able to trade from day one. If you're a brand new trader, I would say it takes 4 to 6 weeks to, as you put it, learn the language, learn the lingo. How does Bob communicate? How does Phil communicate? What does this word mean or that word mean? So some of that stuff kind of trips people up a little bit until they understand it. But they just go in the chat room and ask the questions. If I don't answer, somebody else will. The room's fairly active, very professional. Everybody's like-minded in terms of their maturity and how they see the world. So there's no trolls in there. People are professional. So it's a really good room. And then, you're good to go. And I'm there. So, it's not one of those things where I sign people up and I'm not present. I'm literally there. So if somebody has a question for me, I get a notification if they call my name out. And I have 2 PCs running. One I'm trading from, and one I have the chat room open. So I can just right away, bing, and I can answer their questions. And then we occasionally do group classes and stuff like that if there's like a topic. But really good group. We're really engaged. We want people to succeed. What we charge for the service is nothing compared to what you get out of it. I mean, people tell us all the time that we should charge more. We won't. We think we offer good value for what we do. It's plenty for us, and it's fair for you. But check us out. Go to tradelikeagenius.com or tradegeniusacademy.com, and we put specials together, Steve, like we always do for your listeners. So 65% off what's on the retail, and if you take advantage by Saturday. And then if you want to just buy something off the shelf that's not bundled, it's 45% off. Use the promo code March. So, and we trade everything. So we trade crypto. We have a crypto room. We have a stock room. We do day trades too. So we have a VIP room. If you want to you pay a little bit more, but you get direct access to me and Phil and another one of our traders that are always in the room. And literally, we could show screens and stuff like that in that room. So it's a good service, and good people, and we don't really care what the market does. As long as our algorithm could see it, we could trade it.
Awesome. That's so cool. All right. We are going to have a link down below for everyone who's interested to go ahead and click right on there and take you to Trade Genius and take advantage of that special, which expires on Saturday. So do not wait. Get that going. Bob, thank you so much for being with us again. Look forward to chatting with you soon. Thanks so much for helping us make sense of things. You're very appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And look, a lot of opportunity this year. So if you're fretting about things, there's definitely a lot of good things are happening too. So enjoy the year. Enjoy our freedom coming up from COVID.
Amen. Amen to that. Great. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you for having me.